I'm delighted to introduce a first-time visitor to the Summer Valley Sports Studio, so we're going to have to make the hellos now at the beginning of the show a little bit longer, because I'm delighted to welcome the chairman of Midsomer Norton Cricket Club, Kev Tabb. Hello, Kev.
Hi, Ian. Thank you very much for inviting me down.
Well, it's my pleasure, because it's cricket season. It's been cricket season for a while. It is summer. It's a beautiful evening here in Midsomer Norton, and it's important, I think, that the sports show doesn't just in the summer months focus on football and rugby. So we're delighted to have you in, and hopefully we'll be spending a bit more time in your company over these summer months.
That'll be good. You'd be very welcome to come down whenever you want to come down.
Now, you are the chairman of Midsomer Norton Cricket Club.
Yes.
So what exactly does that role entail?
Well, basically it means trying to drive the club forward, both on the field, off the field. Obviously making sure that the club stays financially viable, and always looking to make improvements either in facilities or developing young players, getting more young players involved in the club, involving the community more in the club wherever we can, and just trying to give a little bit of drive to keep the club moving forward. It's been there over 135 years now, and we want to, we've still got a long way to go if we want to achieve our ultimate aims. But,
Well, we might come on to what those aims might be in a minute, but when you were telling me off air that you're a local man with local roots, how long have you been involved at the club?
I think I had my first game there with the under-17s in 1973.
Right, and you've worked. Obviously, that was playing. So, the listeners won't appreciate it because you've actually got your foot in plaster here. I was about to say, are you still playing now? Clearly, that would be a slightly bizarre question for me to ask. But
fortunately, I'm not. But, no, I stopped playing about 3 or 4 years ago now. So I've had a good run. So I played a lot of Saturdays, Sundays, midweeks. Did a lot of playing. So thoroughly enjoyed it.
And now you've moved upstairs.
Yeah, well, this is my second role now, as second time as chairman. So it's good. Keeps me involved, and hopefully I can give something back to the club for all the good times I've had there.
So in terms of the teams, we carry reports every week from Charlie. He sends them through, and Eloise and Joe read them out. So we know obviously you've got a first team, and I think we've got a report today from the men's thirds as well. Can you tell us a little bit about the structure of the teams? How many teams have you got playing, and at what level in the club?
Okay, this year we have 3 teams playing on a Saturday. The first team play on in the Bristol Somerset West of England League, where at the moment we're second. The boys are doing very well. And our second team play in the Wiltshire League. A bit more travelling for them this year, but they're also doing very well. They're 4th or 5th in the league from memory. And our third team are also doing very well too. They play in the North Somerset League. I think from memory they are 3rd or 4th. So on Saturdays we're doing very well, and on Sundays we have a first team which are second in the league, and we occasionally now have friendly games on Sunday as well with a Sunday B team. In terms of the youth setup, we have under 11s, under 13s and under 15s, and watching the game yesterday, under 15s, very impressed with some of the work that's been done there. Some of the players are responding fantastically, gives us great hope for the future, and also great job being done by all the coaches, who are all volunteers of course. So we're making good progress on that front.
So those youth teams then that you've got going, obviously they're playing in competitive matches at that level. What is there also within the club an opportunity for local kids to come down and hone their skills, develop their talent, and then ultimately to go on and perhaps represent the club? Is that the way it works? That's
what we're hoping for. I mean, our present first team now has a nucleus of young players in their early 20s now, the majority of which started at under 11 cricket in Midsomer Norton and gradually worked their way through. So I get the same in the second team as well. We have quite a lot of the youngsters there who've worked their way through our youth setup over the last 10 years or so. So for the club's future, it is absolutely vital that we have as many young kids coming into the club, probably from age 8 onwards. And then we work with them, give them as much fun as we possibly can. And then over the years, they will develop their skills and gradually get better and better until they're selected for senior teams. They may start third team cricket, or they may start second team cricket. Depends on their ability, age, physical build, what they can cope with, really. And then we just like to embrace them as much as we can, make them as welcome as we possibly can, make sure they have fun, but also try and make them good cricketers.
So for any listeners out there who have got some kids, and we'll get a pen and paper now, because we'll let you know how you can get in touch with the club. What days of the week can they come down to the club? What's the structure of your training sessions?
Okay, for youth cricket, and as I say, that's basically from 8 years up to under 15s. Thursday nights from 6 o'clock is training night. We have probably 7 or 8 coaches who are available to teach the kids all different skills. And then anybody above 15 years old can come down on a Wednesday night or a Friday night when we have senior practice, as we call it. So again, we would look after those people and make sure they get something out of the evening to eventually allow them to be selected for a senior team.
And what's the cost of coming to a training session?
Nothing.
So for anybody listening with kids coming down on was it a Thursday night?
Thursday night for kids up to the age of 15. It's free.
It's free, and obviously you've got the equipment, you've got the pads and the bats, and
we provide everything, coaches and all the equipment, and of course the ground.
Now the coaches, they're obviously involved with the club, but have they undergone any ECB training?
Yes, all of the coaches are ECB qualified. Some of them have done level 1, some are level 2, and there's 2 or 3 of us who did different versions of those courses to probably a slightly higher level. But there's quite a lot of coaching skills available there, all approved by the ECB. All the coaches are CRB checked, of course, which we have to do by law. And we've also got a young lady called Fran from Bath Cricket Club. She's also a member of the Somerset ladies cricket team, who is also a qualified coach, and she's doing a fantastic job. So the setup is very good.
I think that that's incredible. One of the things that fascinates me in the sort of in my winter sports mode now is one of the great debates we have in this country about training football at school and at local clubs is how many qualified coaches there are available compared to other nations, and also the way that children are trained and coached to play football. Now, in the course of our conversation, I think at least twice, if not 3 times, you've mentioned the word enjoy. Mm-hmm. And this is the great model that's held up by Barcelona and Real Madrid and the great European superhouses, that when you're trying to introduce young children to sport and to develop their abilities, to give them an understanding of the basics of the game, which will include understanding of all elements of the game, all positions, all facets of the game, be it, I suppose, it's every bit as applicable from cricket as it is football. Yeah. It's really important for children to enjoy what they're doing rather than have it drilled into them from day one that they need to win at all costs.
Yes, absolutely. If you don't enjoy it, there's no point in coming. And that applies to senior level as well. If you aren't going to enjoy your weekend activities, if you join a club to have a bit of relaxation at the weekend, cricket is quite a long game. Bearing in mind, at first team level, you're probably gone 3/4 of the day at first team level, so you have to enjoy that element, even if it means you have a bad day individually. You could be out for naught, you could be travelling for an hour and a half, score no runs, drop a catch in the field, but you're still part of the team. And that overall has to be more important than your individual performance, but you've still got to get enjoyment out of being there, and that's very important, whether it's, as I say, whether it's senior cricket or youth cricket. Having fun, playing the game and being with your colleagues and mates is the key thing.
Now, one of the things I like to cover on the show when we talk to all of our clubs is the social side, because for many of them it's one of the very important ways that they bring in revenue. Actually, it never ceases to amaze me, the wonderful list of social events that we get to talk about on this show. What sort of is there a social side to Midsomer Norton Cricket Club?
Yes, there is, very much so. We over the years we've done some fantastic things socially wise at the cricket club. We used to have the big music festivals, as you know, a few years ago. Yep. We're thinking about doing something, probably not on as big a scale as that, but we're developing some ideas there. But we also have music nights once a month where we get a live band in, horse racing evenings, barbecue nights, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, a lot helps, of course, when the weather is good, but most of the time irrelevant to the weather. if the people want to come down, they do, and we have a good time.
I know, but we've had Bob Allard in here talking to me about how he's enjoyed coming down to the club, because I think you've got a bar, and cricket is a game to be enjoyed of an afternoon with a pint in hand. Please drink responsibly, listeners. So I can't think of a better way for those of you who like cricket out there. Now, I'm conscious of time, and we do have a feature. Joe's got some news from Pratton's Bowls Club that we want to cover before the end of the show. But just quickly, Kev. How can listeners get involved? How can they find out more about the club? I think you have a website, don't you?
Yes, you can go on the MSNCC website, where Midsomer Norton Cricket Club pages will be there. Or anybody could contact me if they want to. I'll give you my phone number.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
It's 07799 065 119. If you have a child who wants to come and play cricket, male or female, which is very important nowadays. Yeah. Or a senior player wants to come down, or you just want to be involved in the club in any other way, even if it's just socially, please just contact me and I'll do what I can to help you.
Now, we're going to get to continue this conversation next week, I believe, Kev, because for the first time, the Summer Valley Sports Show will not be coming to you from the heart of Midsomer Norton next to Somervale School in our studios, but we will actually be at Withy's Lane, where we will be the guests of Midsomer Norton Cricket Club, and we will be bringing the show live to you from there. So I'll be having a chat with you next week, Kev, and I'll go over now to Joe, who's got that report from Pratton's Bowls.